Welcome back to another episode of Gen X versus Z. In honor of Pride Month, I have two Gen Z who are on the LBGTQ plus, who are in the LBGTQ plus community, ready to talk about what it's like being beautiful, young, black, educated women who identify as, well, let's start there. How they identify in the queer community. So you don't have to introduce yourselves if you don't want to. You can start with who you are, start with what school level you're in. So if you're a junior, say I'm a junior in college, and your major, and how you identify, if you identify at all. So you want to go first, young lady?
So I'm a junior. Well, I'm rising junior in college, and my major is political science. I identify as bisexual.
You, young lady?
Hello, my name is. I attend Georgia City. I am an upcoming senior. I major in psychology in the community, and I honestly identify. I don't necessarily identify, but if I had to, I guess I would identify with bisexual.
Awesome. So, ladies, let's just dive right on in. So, let's just start out. Um, you don't have to give your whole story of, well, is there a coming out story, or how you've told your family? Was it easy? Can we start there? Either one of you can go first.
Yes, so I wouldn't necessarily say I had a coming out story. I just think looking back at my childhood that I kind of knew that I liked girls. I always had a crush on girls, but it was never as, I didn't necessarily take it as serious as I did with men because, of course, it was, oh, boyfriend, marriage to men. So, most recently in my college experience, I have more so dabbled into the women pool where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I like, this is what I'm going for. So I wouldn't necessarily say there's a specific story, but I just always knew that love is love and there's no gender or title or age specifically to that. So that's my story. I'm just here living life and loving who I love.
Oh, that is so sweet. And the one you love is here.
Yes,
Do
right in
you
front of
have a
me.
story?
I don't think I necessarily have a story like
You
with
do. I'm
coming
gonna tell
out.
your story.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, personally, I feel like I just did my own thing and I just eased on into it. There was no like me texting everyone and going on social media and telling everybody about it. Really, I really haven't even done that yet. So, but yeah, I kind of just went with the flow, and there was like one thing that happened that kind of like made me want to be serious about like being openly gay, I guess, and that kind of just like steered the pathway for me.
Are you comfortable sharing what that one thing was that happened?
No, it's not really relevant, but it was like it was. It's not really that relevant.
So no. Okay. So since you both are students at a liberal arts college, and which the college is very open and accepting, so are you on campus open, or do you take up gay space?
What does that mean?
What I mean by that, because I made that up, is I did. I don't know, that might be a thing. But when I say, do you take up gay space, meaning, or I should say queer space, because that's what they call it now. Do you go to things that's geared toward those in that community on your campus? Because I follow them. So I know they have things specifically for students who identify as a member of the queer community. Do you go to those things?
Well, actually, I did. I went to one meeting. Actually, I went to a. I don't know what they call them
It don't
actually,
matter.
but it was like a gay meeting.
Again,
I don't know.
Meeting of the gays. That's what we doing.
I don't know what it was, but they had it like at Georgia State, and I was like, I'll just go. Like, why
And
not?
how was it?
It was interesting. They were just kind of just trying to get us to be more accepting of ourselves and be like prideful of ourselves and not be too hard on ourselves and like go over instances where we felt like I don't know, we could have been more prideful or something like that. Where like someone's caught us like trying to fit in.
Have you ever tried to fit in?
Well, yeah, of course. I think that's like part of just social settings.
What about you? Have you felt the need to feel like you need to fit in?
Honestly, I have not. I think I've always personally been in my own necessarily lane to where it's just like I don't know what I would be trying to fit into. So for me, I've never felt an urge to try to fit in or have that specific feeling like, oh, I'm not fitting in and I need to. Nor have I also been to any LGBTQ like club or meeting at Georgia State. Now I know that they do have them, but when I was looking, because I just recently joined the Panther League mentorship, and one of my capstones was based off of LGBTQ. And when I was looking on research based off of like the resources for LGBTQ on campus, there were some, but they weren't as active as they should be. So I feel like that's probably why I haven't heard of any or been to, because if I did, I would have gone. But they aren't really as active as they should.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, because you live in the city and, well, let's just say Atlanta, which is very accepting of the community, when you are outside of those spaces, do you find it difficult being who you are? Do you do what they call, I don't like to call what they call code switching, meaning when you're in spaces that you are unsure of or won't be accepting, are you careful about what you say to protect yourself and them from knowing how you identify as far as being in the queer community?
I personally have never had to code switch. Once again, I'm just somebody who's just confident in my choices, and I don't necessarily feel the need to switch or act different or put up a different persona because I just am what I give 100%. So, not necessarily, no.
I guess like in school, I'm like around Atlanta. I don't necessarily have to code switch for real because everyone is a little bit more accepting in Atlanta. But like around my family, yeah, I do have to because they aren't like accepting of the LGBTQ plus community. So I don't necessarily like give them details about my love life or anything like that.
So, have you either one of you had any issues with your family that you would or that you are comfortable discussing
What in regards to like
with them knowing?
Now, my family does know, my mother does know, and she was totally accepting of it. She's not totally active in regards to like conversation and always checking up, but she does know and she does support me in my choices. So does my brother. My sister, on the other hand, she is married into her husband's family, which is very religious, and they do not accept LGBTQ, any part of that. Of course, they see it as a sin. Homosexuality shouldn't be a thing. They're not for it. Yes. My nephew is also, I would say, because I'm accepting of him, part of the LGBTQ. But for my sister, him being, a 10-year-old, he doesn't know these are the wrong choices. And just simply watching that, because like I said, I'm vocal about LGBTQ. So even when I'm around my sister, despite her thoughts, I'm still going to be me and just express those. But it's hard being a witness for somebody younger than me and a part of my family, and just what he has to go through as just like them whooping him based off of that, saying like, you're a man, you shouldn't like another man, that's unacceptable. whether it's just the punishments or just the way they treat him. And it's just hard because my nephew's very expressive, despite as many whoopings and camps and therapies that they've given him.
They sent him to camp?
He's still wearing nail polish. He still wants to wear makeup. He still wants to do hair. Exactly. And I mean, it's caused a lot of deep arguments with me and my sister because, like, when I'm watching him, of course, it's not my kid, but that's my nephew, and I love him. So I'm going to let him express. If he wants to walk around and do a dance routine, like he loves music, he loves dance, so he's always doing that, I'm going to support. But for them, it's just like, he shouldn't be doing that. So it's really, really hard to just be a witness of that, especially nowadays, especially being in Atlanta, where it's just like, you can't escape that. Like, I remember me and my sister getting into a big debate because basically my nephew had asked, what does LGBTQ stand for? And I told him it's lesbian, bisexual, queer, intersex. I went through all of them. And she literally cursed me out. She was just like, he shouldn't know any of that. That's not for him to know. You're educating him on the wrong things. I'm like, girl, you could drive down Piedmont Street and they're going to have the definition of LGBTQ painted on the streets. Yeah. It's everywhere he goes.
Atlanta, they got it everywhere. They literally have a gay pride parade.
Exactly. This is Atlanta. Like, and it's best that you educate and be more so open-minded than trying to hide it from him and use it, as a scare tactic.
Oh, my word.
On that aspect of family, it's been hard just watching my nephew, seeing another person of the LGBTQ come up and have to deal with that from his own family members, being his mom and dad. But yeah, it's hard.
Wow,
when people
that
don't
is.
accept.
I had no idea. That is horrible for him.
Either,
Yikes. So, you've always been an ally, I'm assuming, even before you knew or expressed yourself with being in a relationship. And I am very curious of what it is like to be in a relationship with a woman. Is it different from being with a man, or is just like, hey, it's the same, she just so happened to be female? And this question may be coming from ignorance, which is a representative of my generation, because we just were not that open. I think it's awesome that you guys are in a generation or living in a time period and in a state, well, we shouldn't say state, in a part of a city where you don't have to hide. One of the first things that I had noticed coming here and being out in public when I was downtown was that there were a lot of people in the queer community, and I didn't come from a city where you would see that and people not stare. We just saw it so much here that it was, at first I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, they're so open. And now I don't even turn around. It's just so common and it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Love who you want to. But when I first came here, yes, it was definitely something that caught my eye, because it wasn't something that I was used to. So when you're out with your SO, meaning significant other, do you feel like people are staring at you, or have you noticed people staring?
I think I did see someone like staring at me once, but I'm not sure if they were looking at me or not. But I kind of bucked at her a little bit.
What you trying to fight?
I don't know. I don't know. I know she might have not been looking at me, but when it comes to that, I'm like a little like defensive because I wish somebody would say something to me.
What would you do?
I don't know. Like, I would say something like, speak my piece. Like, why are you worried about what I'm doing? I'm not even worried about what you're doing.
I don't think I've ever acknowledged people staring. Not even a lot of questions. There will be men that'll come up and say stuff like, okay, what's this? Or are y'all in a relationship? Or question me based off of that, but never did I.
Honestly, we'll usually get like people just trying to get threesomes, so that's.
Oh my God, you went there.
That happens a lot, honestly.
Are you offended by that?
Oh no.
I'd be offended because it's just like, if you say I'm in a relationship, what makes you think I want you? It's always that. Like, they're always like, oh, y'all are lesbians. I'm lesbian too. I go that way too, and I'm just like.
So is that like an invitation?
They just like they have their little fantasies. Of, like,
And
two women
when you're
together.
saying they, are you talking about men?
Men.
Oh, okay. And so they think you down with that?
Yeah.
Or they want you to be down with it?
Try at least, but
They try really hard.
Really? Y'all get that a lot?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so awful. Okay, well, all right. So before we started recording, you were telling us about the different types of lesbians. I hope I'm not offending anybody in the LBGTQ plus queer community by asking, but she was educating us, and I am very interested in hearing in your community how they are referred to, because we already talked about what was it? We're not going to use the word. Um, what did you say that was? That was derogatory. We are recording.
Yes. So a lot of people would know or call masculine females dykes, but that is a derogatory term. So they would most likely go, if they are a masculine woman, more so portraying, men's clothes and braids and things, they would go as a stud. Whereas the girly lesbian who wears, the makeups and the weaves is known as a femme. And then, let's see, there's STEM, which is like in between, goes back and forth.
I never heard of STEM. I heard of the first two, stud and femme. Never heard
I
of
think STEM is like new or something like that.
It's like both. Like they might be a stud one day, or they might like to be feminine, or they just mix it together.
I don't know how you would mix it together.
When do you identify?
Well, I guess one day they dress really feminine, the next day they dress.
She said mix it together.
Oh, mix like at the same time.
Yeah, like like you said, one day they might want to be more stud, like
that's
feminine, or sometimes they mix it together.
They like switch it up,
or they put it together. She keeps saying put it together. I don't
or
know.
Yeah, go in the middle.
I don't know what that would look like.
Neither do I actually.
So, do either one of you identify as one of those type of? If you don't have to answer the question if you don't want to.
That's actually a great question, because I know that I would say a femme. I love just makeup and everything. Curious about you.
Oh, she's curious about you.
Honestly, if everybody kind of like knows me now, I guess, but if you know me, I'm not really like masculine, really masculine, like very stud. Like I'm not really like that. Nor am I like too girly. I'm kind of like in the middle. I don't even wear boy clothes or anything like that. Nor have I really wanted to. I think I own like a pair of like men's clothes. Like I have like men's shorts. That's it. Like to me, like clothes really doesn't like when it comes to like gender and stuff. It doesn't necessarily like define me. So I don't think I really identify as any of those things. I'm just like kind of doing my own thing, and like I'm just me. There's no like stud, femme, or.
So you may not know the answer to this yet, or there may not be a real answer to this. Do you have a preference in the type of woman that you're attracted to? Do you prefer? Do you have a preference? It might not be a question that you ask in front of your girlfriend.
That's what I was thinking.
But I mean,
yeah,
y'all chose each other, so there you go. What?
I would say, okay, I don't think I necessarily have a preference, but I think I'm like more. Okay, I guess I technically do have a preference, but just naturally I'm more attracted to like femmes, and probably maybe even a STEM. I don't really know any studs, so I wouldn't know.
And what about you? Do you have a preference?
I definitely would say that I cannot see myself dating another girly girl. I don't want to be sharing makeup products and edge control. I do think studs are very attractive, but honestly, I just like the net. Like Asia, she's clearly not under any of those, but something about her just being natural and comfortable in her own self. There's not like uber girly or just trying to be a man. It's just like she's just herself. So I don't know. Oh,
Hmm.
I don't know
What?
if I'm label that. Oh,
Okay. So that is cute. Um, with it being Pride Month, do you two or either one of you have any plans to embrace Pride Month in June? Or is for you it's like no big deal?
we embrace it every day. So we honestly had not spoke about it or thought about it, but since it's been brought up, I definitely do think we should celebrate some way somehow.
Yeah, I'm down to celebrating. I've never celebrated. I never celebrated Pride Month before, so that'd be like super fun being around my homies and
Not the homies.
Not the
Girl.
homies.
Yeah.
She gonna be around the homies.
they're the homies. They're my people who understand me. And I'm not saying you guys do. I'm just saying they understand a bit more.
Who?
The homies, the gay.
Who are the homies?
Who?
Gay
She
That's what I'm
doesn't
trying to
know.
figure out too.
You mean random people that you
That
don't
was
know,
my
but they
understanding.
just so happen to be in the queer
Yes,
community?
Yes.
Well, okay then.
I guess it's like with black people when black people want to be around other black people,
Yeah, it's
even
like
if you
when
don't know
you
them.
when you be around. Yeah,
I get it. I get it.